We are diagnosing Martini. Martini has delusions, which is signs of schizophrenia. He shows signs of delusion when playing games with the other people in the institution.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and I've been in charge with the symptoms aspect of our character Martini. Like Kat said, we believe that Martini has schizophrenia with the focus of delusions. His symptoms aren't necessarily shared by other people with this diagnosis as well. Some of the positive symptoms that fall in line with schizophrenia include delusions as well as hallucinations. And for those of you who do not know, delusions pertain to disorder of thought content and presence of strong beliefs that are misrepresentations of reality. So one category of delusional aspects we believe Martini has are delusions of persecution, meaning others are out to get them. For instance, when Nurse Ratched addresses Martini, he becomes very rattled, easily disturbed, and one can say he falls under having disorganized behavior and speech, especially when it comes to Nurse Ratched, due to she's portrayed as the oppressor, as the perpetrator through this whole process. Some of the treatments that you've seen throughout the movie clips and possibly throughout the movie, they've used different types of drugs in order to die down many of the symptoms that many of these men, especially Martini, have. For instance, being easily rattled, repetitive movements, as well as misinterpreting the reality. You know, the medicine was supposed to kind of bring him back to reality like everyone else sees it. Some of the treatments that have been used in the past focused on a biological intent. For instance, people believed in lobotomies as far as removing the stone of madness. And with some patients, obviously, a positive effect did not come from this. Others believed in shock treatment, that they can shock out the madness that is hidden in their core, which in our group is not a valid way of removing schizophrenia. As well as psychosocial intervention, meaning moral treatment. The institution emphasized improving patients' socialization by establishing different types of routines and self-controls. For instance, Nurse Ratched, as well as the institution itself, tried to get Martini to be on the same routine as others. But with people with different aspects of schizophrenia, that's very hard to develop, especially in Martini. As well as changing physical and social environment, people thought that that could also play into a big role with Martini's mental state. But in the end, Martini still showed signs of delusions. He wasn't quite interpreting the same effect of reality as others. Thank you.
Take the bets. What's this? Take the bets. Dime, Martini. Bet a nickel. Dime is the limit, Martini. Bet a dime. This is not a dime, Martini. This is a dime. Break it in half. You don't get 2 nickels. You get shit. Try and smoke it, you understand? Yes. Understand. Alright, here they come. Queen to the Chesser, big bull to tabulations, 10 to Billy to match his wag, and the dealer gets it free. I can't hit you because it ain't your turn yet. You understand? You see these other people? These are the real ones. These are real people here. What do you...
Martini lives in a world of delusional hallucinations. Delusions is a persistent belief that is contrary to reality. A hallucination is a profound distortion in a person's perception of reality. When having a delusion, you might experience misinterpretations are false beliefs that someone is after you because they slightly bumped you or looked in your direction. When having a delusion, you might experience misinterpretation or false belief that someone is after you because they slightly bumped you or looked in your direction. The false perceptions you may experience with hallucinations are inaccurate senses that causes to hear, see, taste, touch, or smell what others do not. In the film, Martini hallucinates that he sees objects on the Monopoly board while playing. The film did not go in detail of his disorder but showed brief clips of his symptoms.
Have a hotel on boardwalk. It costs $1,000 and 4 greenhouses to put a hotel on boardwalk, and you do not have a hotel, huh?
Throughout the entire movie, there were positive and negative messages being portrayed about schizophrenia. There was a very simplistic approach to how the director made Martini seem. Our group looked at this as a negative. The mental illness isn't simple at all. The director made them seem simple-minded, and that's just not the case. Schizophrenia doesn't affect a person's ability to learn or retain knowledge, so for Martini to be portrayed in that way is just false. Another negative is the way Nurse Ratched interacted with Martini. She had no patience and tried to overrule him, and that just isn't an effective way to deal with people with schizophrenia. There were positive messages like showing that people with this disorder like to be around other people. As long as they feel comfortable, they will be involved in activities that other people are doing. This could be partaking in activities like they show Martini playing basketball and Monopoly with the other patients. Also, if you take time to care about the people with schizophrenia, they will respond well, just like Martini and the other patients responded to McMurray after he showed that he cared.